loop detector is activated, the door will open to its preset mid-stop. When the door is at mid-stop, activation from a treadle or loop detector will not fully open the door. If the timer to close function is activated, it will refresh the timer. If the door is closing, activation will reopen the door to the preset mid-stop. The door will open fully when the open button on the 3-button control station is pushed. If the car dealer mode has not been programmed when the door is at mid-stop, activation from a treadle or loop detector will fully open the door. If the door is closing, activation will fully reopen the door. Let us now review the programming steps in setting up the car dealer feature. Begin with the door in the fully closed position. Turn the selector dial on the logic board to Program. Press and release the timer button on the logic board. The timer enable LED will turn on. Press and release the MID button and the timer enable LED will blink rapidly 6 times. Press and release the timer button and the timer enable LED will turn off. To finish programming, turn the selector dial back to the desired T, TS, or FSTS wiring type. To turn off the car dealer feature, begin with the door in the fully closed position. Turn the selector dial on the logic board to Program. Press and release the timer button and the timer enable LED will turn on. Press and release the MRT button. The timer enable LED will blink rapidly 3 times. Press and release the timer button and the timer enable LED will turn off. To finish programming, turn the selector dial back to the desired T, TS, or FSTS wiring type. LiftMaster's Elite Series Logic 3.0 commercial door operators feature a motor direction jumper that allows the installer to easily change motor direction by simply moving a jumper. With this feature, there is no need for rewiring. The Logic 3.0 control board software automatically changes the motor direction and reverses the open and close limit switches. It is only necessary to relocate the safety limit. This feature is most commonly seen on auxiliary trolley modifications, upside-down mounting, and through-the-wall applications. Before we review the steps on how to change the motor direction on your operator, first we need to review how to make limit switch adjustments. Make sure that the limit nuts are positioned between the limit switches before proceeding with adjustments. Depress the retaining plate to allow the limit nuts to spin freely. To increase door travel, spin the limit nut away from the limit switch. To decrease door travel, spin the limit nut towards the limit switch. Adjust the open limit nut so that the door will stop in the open position with the bottom of the door even with the top of the door opening. Adjust the close limit nut so that the limit switch is engaged when the door fully sits on the floor. After adjustment, release the retaining plate and check the limit nuts to make sure they are seated. Now, let us review how to change the motor direction on your operator. With a pair of needle-nosed pliers, remove the black jumper and relocate it to either the standard or reverse motor position. Next, with a screwdriver, remove the screws from the safety limit switch. Remove the retaining bar and rotate the limit switch 180 degrees. Now, reattach the limit switch with the limit screws and the retaining bar and relocate to the opposite side of the limit shaft. The safety limit switch should be located so that it is slightly offset inside of the new close limit switch. The maximum run timer feature on the Logic 3.0 control board signals the door to stop if the door's opening or closing time exceeds the normal run time by more than 10 seconds. This feature protects the door and operator from major damage. Simply set the system to auto-learn the door's standard cycle time. Anytime a closing door takes 10 seconds or more than its programmed standard cycle time, the door will stop. The factory default for the maximum run timer is 90 seconds. We will now review the programming steps in setting up the maximum run timer feature. Begin with the door in the fully closed position. Turn the selector dial on the logic board to Program. Press and release the MRT button on the logic board. The open LED and the OLS LED will blink continually. Press the Open button on the logic board and wait for the door to reach the full open limit. The Open LED will turn off. To finish programming, turn the selector dial back to the desired wiring type. LiftMaster's Elite Series Logic 3.0 commercial door operators offer optional plug-in boards that provide added features. These boards can be added to provide flexibility and ease upgrading of your system by foregoing the need for additional wiring. These Logic 3.0 option boards are also backwards compatible with Logic 1.0 and 2.0. The following Logic 3.0 option boards are available. An auxiliary contact option board. This option board provides dry contact relays to operate other devices, such as external heaters and warning devices at 24 volts or 120 and 240 VAC. A red-green warning signal option board. This option board is ideal for high traffic areas. It contains a red-green warning light box and can be used with other audible devices as well. If no CPS-L or CPS-LN4 has been installed, when the door reaches the full open position, the green light will turn on. As the door begins to close, the red light will turn on and will remain on until the close limit is activated. Combined with the CPS-L or CPS-LN4, and when a timer to close is programmed, the green light will turn on when the door reaches its full open position. The red light will turn on 10 seconds before the timer starts to close the door and remain on until the close limit is activated. A CPS-3 option board. This photo eye and fail-safe edge reversing option board supports a 2 or 4-wire fail-safe electrical edge and an additional set of photo eyes. An FDR interface option board. This option board simplifies wiring when an operator is used in conjunction with Chamberlain fire release devices. Should you require further information or installation instructions on our available option boards, please refer to your owner's manual. If needed, you can reset the operator to its original factory settings by turning the selector dial to diagnostic. Then press and hold the stop button for 5 seconds. The MAS LED will flash momentarily when the factory settings have been restored. When finished, turn the selector dial to the desired wiring type. The factory defaults are: the timer to close is set to 0 seconds. The CPS-L photo eyes are unlearned. The mid-stop and the maintenance alert system are deactivated. And the maximum run timer is set to 90 seconds. LiftMaster's Elite Series Logic 3.0 commercial door operators offer other notable important features. We have eliminated the industry's #1 cause of motor failures and callbacks by equipping Logic 3.0 operators with a switchless continuous duty high starting torque motor. We have virtually eliminated motor malfunctions. Also, thermal motor overloads are automatically reset by the operator. For safer installation and improved reliability, all high voltage connections have been removed from the Logic 3.0 control board. The RPM sensor feature on the Logic 3.0 control board is automatically learned and does not require programming. This feature utilizes an RPM sensor as an auxiliary reversal system that reverses the operator upon hitting an obstruction in the down direction and stops it in the up direction, thus preventing excessive door and operator damage. Other LiftMaster Elite Series Logic 3.0 commercial door operator features to note are: for easy reference, the wiring diagram and serial number label are located on the inside cover of the operator. The hinged cover can be easily converted for either left or right-hand openings. The cover also features a stainless steel look with a prominent medallion. This completes our video presentation, offering you an in-depth look at all the features Logic 3.0 offers, as well as programming and troubleshooting. Chamberlain Professional Products remains committed to bringing you innovation through our ongoing dedication to research, development, quality, and customer service. Thank you for choosing the LiftMaster Elite Series Logic 3.0 commercial door operator, another innovation from Chamberlain Professional Products.